The following program has been rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Hello viewer, welcome to Chungu cha Jamii. I'm your host, Eunice Mugo. Today on the show, we are talking about single parenting. Are you a single parent? What are the challenges? What are the struggles? What are the joy moments that you face? Would you prefer being married or being a single parent? Send in your question, your comments across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 2144. I'm not alone. I have guests with me who are going to help us to understand better on how to navigate around the single parenthood. I will allow them to introduce themselves, starting with you.
Good evening, viewers. My name is Faith Wanjiko, and I'm happy to share with you.
Welcome on the show.
Thank you.
To you,
Okay, my name is Carol Mugeni. I'm very happy to be here to discuss about single parenting because currently it is really becoming an issue. Hope you're going to tackle many other questions that you shall raise up. Thank you.
Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
Glad to have you. This is an interesting conversation having with the ladies about single parenting. When you're talking about single parenting, what brought you to? What is the story behind you coming to the conclusion? You know, we have the titles of mother, auntie, sister. What brought you to this title of a single mom? Briefly, tell us your story.
Well, I'm a single mother of three, a 15-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old. Okay, 9 months, 9-month-year-old. Been married before, but now just me, so that makes me single. Like, I understand being a single parent in this perspective, like you're the one taking care of the kids. Yeah, so.
And to you, Carol, what is your story briefly?
Okay, I'm a mother of two, a teenager and an upcoming teenager. Yes, a boy and a girl. How I came about to be a single mother is I got separated. Then, yeah, that's how I became a single mother. I was married before, but how life goes, we separated. So I'm here parenting the children.
So when you're talking about parenting the children, like if you're parenting together with your partner, and in as much as you're separated, we call it co-parenting. But now we're talking about single, like you're taking care of your children 100% solo. So what are the challenges and the struggles that you would say as a single parent, this is overwhelming compared to maybe co-parenting and also being in marriage? Carol.
Okay, that's a good question. Thank you. First of all, the first challenge I faced as a single mother, I'll talk about it because I'll use my example as a practical life. First of all, when you're coming out of marriage, you're not a happy person. One, there is a perception of society perception. You're afraid how it's going to receive you. Secondly, you might find yourself bitter with a partner. At the same time, there's a child you see who connects you to the partner. So if you're not able to overcome the society perception, the norms that a woman must be married, and when you're separated, it means you do not have characteristics of being a wife in the society. So you'll be finding yourself that you're dealing with society stigma of becoming a single mother. At the same time, you could be bitter because either you would find that it surprised you, the separation surprised you. Maybe the other partner had prepared to leave you early enough. He had prepared on how to overcome the struggles between you. So by the time you guys are separating, you start becoming bitter now. There's a new thing now you're carrying on as you're now starting a new thing. There is a new bitterness coming, and then there is new parenting children alone. So you'll find that if you don't realize early, you don't go talking to friends or you get yourself some therapist, you really find yourself, some commit suicide, some just go rogue, they become reckless. Yeah. And then, yeah, yes.
Interesting. And to you, what is your story before I delve into deeper question?
The challenges.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite challenging because, number one, here you have kids. The most heartbreaking challenge that I've faced is people judge you. People judge you wrongly. Like family, you see. Like your family now, they think now because you're out, you are alone with your children, you're going to be a burden to them. And also people, your friends, your neighbors, they don't think, yani, it's like they put it on you. How are you going to be able to cater for these kids? You're going to be a burden to us. Another thing that I've told you, I have a teenager. He's in Form 1. He's a boy. So most of the time, these kids, they wonder, why am I alone? Why don't I have a dad? You see, like now dealing with that with your children. Why me? Where is our dad? Why is our mom alone? You see, also they put it on you. It's like they're judging you. And also there's this, how to take care of these kids alone. They must eat, they must get education, they must get well dressed. There is this entertainment, like you cannot be able to offer. When you're in a setup of a marriage, most probably these kids think, you see, they compare themselves with others. Like I have this issue with my son. Most of the time he's an introvert, so he keeps it to himself, but unaweza tell he's thinking a lot, like he's comparing himself with others. When it's time for birthday, Mom, my friend had a birthday. You see, it's so challenging because you cannot be able to meet every other need. Like you cannot be able to provide everything that this kid needs. You see, you have to deal with the basic. As a single parent, kuna zile vitu unaonanga hizi ndizo za muhimu kwa huyu mtoto. But now you see this kid can't understand. So they tend to think, maybe if we were in a complete family,
This one would be fulfilled.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, because listening to the both of you, it brings me to the question of, like you've mentioned, the both of you have teenagers, and to the case scenario of where you are now, the trauma, and also as a woman, we are being told we are the anchors of the family, whereby you've said the society is looking on you and putting the weight of separation in you. You're not a wife material, you cannot sustain a family, and all this. Is there a way that right now you can say maybe at that time you that time that it happened, I don't know how long it was, but what you know now, what would you tell yourself then, in the sense of what you've learned over that period that you will also use in regard to encouraging also your son? Because with the traumas, you've said you're coming out with the traumas, the bitterness, the anger. If you're not able to separate, as Carol mentioned, it will surely affect also the children.
Yeah.
And if it was an abusive relationship, it's also affecting the children.
Yes.
Because they are not able to fight for you, especially the boys. We are told the boys are the mama's protector. If they are not in a position to, it's killing them inside. So in terms, when you're talking to your son, what does he tell you that you can pick and say, as a single parent and what we have gone through, these are the struggles that I'm battling together with my son?
Okay. If I may speak about a little bit of the reason why I came out of my marriage. I was with a drug addict, and my first son wasn't his son. So I could see how he would behave around my son. And as you know, drugs impair judgment. And so it wasn't easy dealing with this man. Like, you want to have just a simple conversation, ask a question maybe, he gets it wrong. He becomes like unbearable, unreasonable. You cannot calm him down. The more you try to explain, this is what I meant, he gets it wrong, and he creates a mountain. He creates a giant out of a tiny ant. So when he gets angry, he doesn't talk to anyone, even to the kids. And he storms out. When he's angry, he doesn't talk to anyone. So I'm raising a son. I'm raising a man, someone's husband in the future. Is this how I want him to be? Is this what I want him to emulate? Like, you see, they learn from what they see more than what we tell them.
Sure.
So I love my son. I love my children. And I didn't want to be selfish. Like, I want to stay in this marriage because I'm the one married, and then I ignore my son. Sure. So that's the reason why I came out of it, actually, for my son.
So your son was not comfortable with what was happening around you?
He wasn't. And the man was like abusive. Like, even he would insult him. Like, so actually, the reason why I came out of it was because of my children. I had also given birth to another son. I have 3 sons. So you see, I want to raise men with morals. I want to raise men with, like, someone,
good men in the society.
Yeah, real men in the society. So I came out of this marriage because of my children, because I didn't want to be this selfish. You see, there are some women who are so selfish. As long as I'm married, I don't care. I don't care
You
what
know,
To please the society. They want
you
to
know,
please the society.
you know, wapita njia.
I don't care what happens to my children. So the reason why I came out of it is because of this son. So I always tell him.
Well, allow me to dwell on Faith a little while as I come to you, Carol. Faith, having shared what you've shared, did your son embrace the decision you made? And 2, when you look at him and you see that he's thinking a lot, he's gone silent and introvert. Before then, was he not an introvert? That's the first question. The second question is, does he appreciate the fact that you made the decision because of them? The young one may not understand, but for him, he does. So that when you're not able to do a thing or 2 for him, he'll look and say, you made a better sacrifice instead of the things that I'm lacking.
Yeah, before I got married, he wasn't an introvert. He was a very happy child. He was open. He was open-minded. But now after when I got married, he was very happy. I have a dad. Because before I was married, he was like, Mom, I'm lonely. We are lonely and all that. But now when I got married, he was happy. I have a dad. I'm going to have a baby brother, you see. And then this happened, and it's like he he locked himself inside somewhere, and he was always sad, gloomy. All the time I was asking him, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" But yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Even his classmates, one of the parents opened up to me and told me that his son has noticed that my son has changed. He's like, this I want to rephrase, like, mi naonanga Prince anakuwa akifikiria lakini anajifanya hafikiri. You see? Prince anakuwa akifikiria lakini anajifanyanga hafikiri. So it got to me and I sat him down and I talked to him. And then I shared with him the reason why. And now after I shared with him, he started coming around.
Interesting. When you think a child is not understanding, they usually do. Carol,
Yes.
take us through your journey.
My journey, it's big, it's long, but I thank God. I'm somewhere now. Okay, she mentioned that she got married with a kid. Even me, after Form 4, I met a guy. And then, I don't know, he was so fast. He introduced me very fast to his parents. They were from another tribe, not mine. But within a month, between first and third month, it was over. Okay, first month, okay, the second, after 1 month, he took me to his parents. He just called me. To my surprise, he told me I'm married. It was after Form 4, I'm marrying you. He introduced me to the dad. And then I stayed there a month. By the end of the month, I was pregnant. Around this time now, the first pregnancy, I'm young. I don't know what is happening. So I could not wake up, I could not eat. I was just always sleeping in the bedroom. It was a big house. So I don't know what was transpiring within the family. So one day, there was some commotion. And then I heard the person, the man who was supposed to be my father-in-law, telling the guy that, I'll speak it in Luo, Jogi okwakendra kodgi. These guys, this tribe, we don't intermarry. It shocked me because me, I grew up with them all through my life. So I was like, what is this? And then he came, I asked him, what is it? I heard this. Then it was like, ni shauri yao. Wakupende, wasikupende, it's up to them. So from there, I started thinking like, me, I don't want to come into a family and then they just disintegrate, like they disagree. I had that burden in my heart. So after the second month now, I was like, can I go back to my mom, go try to overcome this pregnancy issue? Maybe walikuwa naona nalala sana. I was like looking for a solution. So I went back to my mom for a month. The third month, now I came back, things were now, I cannot. Wow, it was hard for me. So I was like, the commotion was still there. There was quarreling with the dad. Then I told the guy, how about I just go to your mom? The mom was in Nairobi, staying in Langata. I was like, maybe mothers, they understand. If these guys are not getting along because of me, maybe if I go to the mother-in-law, things will work. I went there. Now I'm 2 months pregnant. I went to the mother. It was even worse. She didn't know I know the language. She would just say, who invited you here? Like, she would just wake up, scream from nowhere, like, why are you here? I'm like, Mom, what is wrong? Who is your mother? I'm like, so yeah, I'm a young girl. I used to worry, like, what is wrong now? What have I done? So one time, I don't know what was happening. Now it's the family fighting me out, and I'm also trying to understand why you guys fighting me. Siwakoseangi, what is it? Then one day I just told I felt like, one point I felt like, this guy feel like I don't have a home. Let me just go. For a few days I come back. Wait, I told the guy, let me go. Then I come back. I was like, no. So the guy that time, I don't know what was happening to him. It was all over me. He would even do shopping from Mumias, send to Nairobi. Instead of sending money for them to buy shopping meal. I was pregnant. There's special meals for first pregnancy you would want. So he would just buy things, send them. He was like, what is this? This guy, it was not reasoning. Even me, I was feeling like it's not reasoning. Why would you buy shopping from Mumias you send to Nairobi instead of sending money we buy? You see? So he really didn't behave so well. It wasn't wise. So these guys really felt like I was just, I was a parasite coming in at the same time. Yeah, today when I look at it,
the father to your son now.
yeah, when I look at it today, I just see like these guys, it's unfortunate that the society lost the meaning of why we should get married. Now they have laid a standard that if my son is getting married, he has to bring in a woman who is financially substantial, who comes from some background, like some well-off background. Today when I look at it, those are the things. Because, yeah. And then from there now, I was young and I was afraid of bringing up a baby without a father. So when I gave birth at my place, I was like, he took time to come. I was asking him like, we agreed after I give birth, you come and then you settle me. Then he didn't come the first like 2 months. Then someone told me like, the guy got married immediately. You left. You're in Nairobi, but the guy was brought some lady who was working that time. She was a financial manager somewhere, I can't mention because of protection. And then I was told like, oh, okay. They even hid and wedded. No, the wedding came later. I want to give this story so that because ladies today, we are really making so many mistakes and we end up being single mothers, even from 5 baby daddies. It's unfortunate, and kinder to some it's fortunate because they want many children and the donors are not really available.
Are we looking for donors really? Because you've just stated the donors are not available.
Okay, Sam. So let me come back to my story. I really wanted to flow. Then I was told he's married. No, that one I was told later. Now I'm still a young girl, naive. I still want the father because I was afraid of bringing up a boy without the dad. So I was always low. I want things to work.
Let me interrupt you.
Yes.
What was making you to be afraid to bring up a boy because of the society? Is it because of culture from your baby daddy side and your side? Is it because of this family norms whereby what would people say? What exactly were you afraid of?
Okay. Personally, I grew up without my dad. I met my dad in around class. Okay, I was with my dad, but I didn't know he was my dad when I was young. It's a long story, but I have to bring it. The reason why I was so afraid of bringing my son without the dad. When I was young, I was being thrown here and there. I might break. Yes. So I grew up, first of all, I realized my life in a place called Kerumbe. Kumbe, that was my father's home. And I didn't know. After when I was now brought to an auntie, a relative to my mom, things weren't very easy as a child. I would see some, can I say, I would feel I don't belong here. So it continued until I was in class 7. I would be accused of things that I wasn't doing. So my life was not really being guarded as a child. There was a time I confessed something that I didn't do because I wanted to belong to my auntie's family. So it was not easy when I was growing up. When I saw that, and it was because of the lack of the father, I felt like I always told myself that I'm not going to bring up kids without dad.
So it's because of the childhood trauma.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was really fighting it. I took a lot of time for both the relationships to be restored, to be reconciled. So the first one now, that is the reason why I was really reaching out to this guy. And then I realized this guy, now today, when I assessed everything, he knew I was young and he was playing around, like, he knew I was young and naive. Yeah. So not to get out of the topic, I was told these guys has gotten married. Now, after I pushed him, like, why are you not coming? We agreed. I give birth and then you'll settle me now because I should not be moving up and down. You know, he would say things and then I agree. You see, he told me, settle with your mother as I settle myself also. So by the time I gave birth, the guy is not like coming. I was like, wait, me, I don't want to stay home. So he came after like 2 months. So the kid was like, okay, the kid is handsome, nini. He left. Then I was like, still is taking long. I told him, hey, me, I'm not staying here with a boy, with a baby boy. And I knew how society takes a boy. Yeah? So I pushed. I was like, Ebu, tell me what to do. And then he planned. I went now to stay with the mother again. Yeah? Now I can't go to where he is.
Ukarudi.
Now, yeah. Now I can't go to where he is. I was trying to understand why you don't want me to come where you are. It's like, no, you know, I'm still balancing things. And I'm like, it's okay. And to the mother, according to their tribe, I could not stay with the mother in the same roof. I was taken somewhere. We stayed with the sister-in-law for some time. Life wasn't easy. It would send money kidogo and then we would struggle with that. Then I was like, Carol, why am I struggling so much? And my mom was also like, my mom knows that I don't tell her things for the sake also of protecting her. I don't know why I used to protect her so much. So that one I ended up like coming back home. I was like, life was very hard. So at home, no one is there. It's me and that my kid and my late brother was my follower. So I went back home. I was like, wait, me hapa, wacha nikae home while you're sorting me. So after 9 months, I went to him. I found a lady.
Okay. Shock on earth.
I found a lady.
Now, my question is,
yes.
You've gone, you found a lady. So does this mean your son has not experienced the fatherly figure?
No, my son did not that time, no. But later in life somewhere, he did. Yes. So that time I went, don't forget, I also want the time.
So after now that, you've said now later he did find a father figure and had someone. So, sorry?
Okay, let me now connect from there. I went there, met a lady, things were ugly, and then I was like, I came back home. Now I stayed kidogo, and then I was like, you come, we talk. So I went, stayed somewhere in Kisumu. He would come visit the boy. I really wanted him in the boy. So he would come, see us within hours and go.
Why would you insist? Why would you insist that he be part of the child's life? After you've gone seen, he's having someone else, and things didn't turn out as you expected. Why would you still insist that he be part of the son's life? Didn't you maybe presume in the sense of the trauma that you went through, you're subjecting him to the same traumas?
Not that time I was seeing a child whom the father is present. I was creating that presence of the father because I really had a very tough childhood. My aunties would just tell me things that all the time rang in my mind.
So this in this sense, with the traumas that you've gone through, with you insisting for your baby daddy to be there for your son, it's because of the fears of the society
what the child
and yourself
will cause to my child.
Viewer, I hope you're learning as much as I am. Send in your question, your comments across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. We'll be back shortly.